Hello guys, it's 899 here and welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be going through our grand final review of the 2025 NRL edition, and there's a lot of talking points to talk about, so I don't think we should waste any time. Let's just go straight into it. Now, for this game, in terms of previous grand finals, I didn't really have a side to back, I suppose. I mostly just wanted it to be a good match. I think it also added to the fact that I was kind of that weekend a bit distracted by another final that was happening in Melbourne. So basically, we were on the drive back up and we were near sort of Wollongong, and we're like, okay, we'll just pull into somewhere for the night and we'll watch the grand final. Because I was very excited to see what would happen. It would basically be whether the Melbourne Storm were going to put themselves back in the place, win their first premiership since 2020, or the Broncos put their demons away from 2023 and win their first premiership since 2006 against the same team they beat. I think the match, in genuine seriousness, was possibly up there in terms of grand finals. I don't think it's the best grand final of all time, but I do think in terms of the NRL era, it is a very arguable top 5. I think some people would have it higher, or people have it lower, but that's just up to a different interpretation. A lot of stuff happening. No team really settled. It was really just end-to-end football, which was kind of what you want to see, and a decent bit of scoring, which is basically what my type of favourite match is. Storm had a very good first half, despite a few hiccups with the Dean Mariner try in the first 2 minutes and Reece Walsh scoring in the 30th. They had pretty decent momentum, but it just kind of not fell off a cliff, but it's just, yeah, the momentum just swung all the way to Brisbane. And I got to say as well, a bit of a sidetracking, but the crowd, like, I understand that rugby league people, there are definitely people that are passionate about rugby league in Melbourne who support the Storm. It's just, yeah, Brisbane's a bit different. It's genuinely, this was basically a home game for the Broncos. And very much so. Like, it was a very big deal for them. And honestly, yeah, it just meant a lot more, I could say. There was a big hit that was involving Reece Walsh in this, and in terms of bringing up Hitcham later, but I know some people are saying, oh, Coates fell into it or whatever, but it's like, do we not see the intent here? Like, in genuine seriousness, he should have been sin-binned. Like, let's be honest, if a Knights or Warriors player did that, they'd be trialed and put in front of a firing squad. And then we finally go into the second half. Brisbane playing absolutely brilliantly and pretty much kind of did the same momentum stuff they did in the prelim against Penrith, which is something I was really worried about from that game was, oh, did Brisbane just play their grand final? No, they still had another one in them, so that was pretty interesting. Yeah, Dean Mariner and Chibasaki getting a double, and it was 26-22 for the final 20 minutes. Also, a lot of injuries did plague the Broncos. You had Adam Reynolds, who hyperextended his leg and had to be forced to be carried off the field. Then you had Ben Hunt with possibly one of the most sickening concussions I've ever seen, which then brought in someone who I think is a bit of an unsung hero to this grand final, and I understand that a lot of people don't like him for pretty understandable reasons, but Ezra Mann was a very important figure off the bench. Like, defensively, like, he was very important. He would stop plays, he would force the balls to come out. He, honestly, especially when the halves pairing of Hunt and Reynolds was off with their issues, Mann did step up. So then, eventually, Brisbane held on. They win 26-22, and obviously, who's going to be Clive Churchill medal? I think this is probably the one where there was no doubt whatsoever. Like, the most obvious one was Reece Walsh. He had that is a career-defining match for him. And to be fair, in terms of all the players that get bagged out in the media, I feel like Reece Walsh is one who probably gets it the most. And honestly, for most part of it, it's not really that warranted. It's like, oh, there's a video of him and his mates drunk and they punched each other. Oh, it's him drinking water out of a toilet that was brand new installed. Oh, his daughter paints his nails. They say, so yeah, very bad day for insecure men. So yeah, Reece Walsh winning Clive Churchill medal, thoroughly deserved, no complaints there. You also had some pretty good moments of them. You've got Payne Haas winning a ring. I'm just saying that because, you know, Woodbury, Maitland, Hunter boy gets a ring. Who else do you have? You've got Adam Reynolds putting away his demons from 2021, where obviously when he was playing for South, missing a conversion. There was more so prelim, but, you know, he gets another ring. Ben Hunt, I am so glad for him. Like, obviously 2015, you have possibly, like, he has been clowned on for that ever since it happened. He did have a pretty decent redemption arc when it came to specifically State of Origin, where, you know, he had the charge down try and won it in Game 3. I think it was like 2022, 23, somewhere around then. And then, of course, yeah, he's just got it done. And I do think as well here is, I don't want to say, oh, the torch has been passed or anything, but yeah, I think it's a pretty decent consideration that Brisbane will be back here next year. And all in all, I think this has been, honestly, one of the better seasons for the NRL. I think in terms of entertainment in, like, big moments, this has probably been arguably the best one. So, now, just on a personal debrief thing about what's now going to be happening with the channel now since the NRL's over. Well, of course, you've got the Pacific Championships coming up. You've got the Prime Minister's 13. You've also got Australia playing England. And we're going to be trying to do a bunch more stuff because charging in, finishing this year strong as we look to 2026, where we hopefully step things up a bit. I will be trying to get some streams going on, probably for the Pacific Championships and the Australia-England series. We'll try to get them back because we actually now have technology which works now, and not the old stagnant stuff that we did previously have. I will be going to the Australian matches within the Pacific Championship, which is Samoa Tonga in Brisbane, and the final. So should be some vlogs and videos, stuff like that. Yeah, so hopefully we make some content out of that. So yeah, it's been a really good year. On to bigger and better things for next year. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. At any point throughout the year, we'll also get some season reactions to some of my predictions and that. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the off season.